Hey guys, today we are going to make an interaction system which if I will press on E key, here nothing will happen, but if I am looking at an object that I want to interact with, first of all we will be able to show a widget. I won't be get to this in this video, but as you can see in the debug, we have this press E to press the cube when we are looking at, and if I will press E, I will be able to change the color of the cube and interact with it. And of course, if you are using something else, you will have the functionality to do it, and this code is very modular and good. So enjoy guys. So let's get started. At first I'm going to make an interface and I'm going to call it BPI, which is stand for Blueprint Interface. Interactable object, and also I'm going to make an actor component, which I'm going to call him AC, which stands for actor component, Ineraction, which this component I'm going to attach to the character that I'm using, and I'm going to interact with it and put all of the interaction logic in it. And this is the interface that I'm going to inherit with the objects that I want to interact with. So, and I'm going to make here another actor, and I'm going to call it BP cube, which I'm going to interact with my player. Let's set up first this cube. I'm going to add here a cube, and that's it for now. I'm going to compile and save and put it in the world. And my end goal is to press a key with my character and interact with this cube. So we are going to do this way. First, let's start with the interactable object interface. Here I'm going to make some functions. The first function is going to be function called b can interact, and the input is going to be a controller. I'm going to call this interactor. This is going to be an object reference to the controller that is controlling the player that want to interact with us. And the output is going to be a boolean b can interact, and another function is going to be interact, one input is going to be the interactor, and that's it. And the last function is going to be get interact prompt. and this function is input is going to be the interactor, which is going to be an object reference of a controller type, and the output is going to be a text, which is going to return us the prompt. This function is very useful for showing a UI widget or something if we are looking at an object that we want to interact with. For example, get in the car, use weapon, use car, some stuff like this. So the object, the interface is complete, and now we will want to go to the cube, and we want to inherit from this interface. And after we have opened it, we are going to go to class settings, and to implement interface I'm going to click on this add and going to choose the interface that we have created. After we will inherit from this, we can compile and save, and here under interface, if I will click this arrow, so I have all of the function that I have inherited from our interface, and when I will double click on them, I will create those functions. So let's implement those. Those are very generic, and it's the end of the day. Each of your classes will have different implementation for those functions. For example, the cube, I want the cube to always be interactable, so I will always return true here, but you can put some logic. For example, if you have a vehicle and you want to get in, so you will be able to interact with the object and get in only if you don't have somebody else that is driving this car already. Get interact prompts, I will return. Let's return press F, press E to use the cube, and on the interaction event I want to, let's change the color of the cube. Let's call here a flip-flop. And let's change the material of our static mesh component. The first time we will interact, let's search for wed something. I'm going to use this material here, and let's search for blue, and this solid blue. So each time I will call this event interact. The first time I'm going to change the material to this red color, and the second time I will call it, this color will be changed for our cube. So I'm going to hit compile and save, and we have finished with these objects, and we are going to continue to implement the logic behind the interactor. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to BP first person character, and I'm going to click on edit, and this is the character that I am using here. But of course you can use any type of character that you want. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to add the actor component that we have created, actor component Ineraction. And for now that's it, and we are going to do all the magic in here. So I'm going to click on edit, actor component Ineraction, and let's create a public function which I'm going to call try interact. And let's bind some inputs. You can use your whatever input method that you want, but the important thing is that I want to press a key and I want to call this function, which is called try interact, and that's it. If I will press this E key, I'm going to enter this function, and for the character that we are using, that's it. That's what I want to do, and all of the logic will be here in this try interact function. So the way that we are going to implement this is I'm going to create another function which I'm going to call sweep for target, and the input is going to be sweep range, and it's going to be a float, and the output is going to be an actor object reference swept actor, and the prompt of this actor and what I'm going to do is to call from tick this sweep from target function, and each tick I'm going to check what actor are we looking at, and when we will call this try interact function, we will try to interact with this actor that we are sweeping. So let's implement this sweep for target function. The first thing I'm going to do is the get player controller, and let's store it in a local variable, and let's call it PC, which stands for player controller. And if this is valid, I'm going to check it's valid. Let's move it a bit up, and if this player controller is valid, I'm going to get PC, and from this PC I'm going to get player camera manager, and I'm going to promote this to another local variable, and let's call it camera manager. And I'm going to check if this is valid also. If this camera manager is valid, I'm going to get the camera manager, and I'm going to get the location using get camera location, and I'm going to promote this to another local variable and call it trace start. This is going to be the start of our tracing, and the trace for an object, and at the end of the day we want also an end location. So I'm going to get the trace start, and I'm going to add to this vector the camera manager. From the camera manager I'm going to get camera rotation, and get forward vector. This is where the camera is pointing. This vector is going to be, and I'm going to multiply it with this sweep range. So I'm going to get sweep range, and I'm going to connect it to here, and I want to add the trace start with this vector, and this vector is going to be the end location of the trace. So I'm going to promote it to a local variable, and I'm going to call it trace end. And now I can call capsule trace by channel, and to start I'm going to connect the trace start. To end I'm going to connect the trace end variable. Radius, we are going to promote it to a variable, and let's call it trace radius. And for half height, let's just connect this trace radius, and let's test it for now. Let's check if everything is working. I'm going to drop debug type for one frame, and at the end of the day we are calling this sweep for target from event tick, so there should be no problem. Let's check it out. And why we don't see anything? Start with tick enabled, tick interval, no. Because we didn't enter the sweep range, I'm going to promote it to a variable, and let's call it trace distance. Let's compile, save, and give it a value of 500. Let's check it out now. And yes, we are sweeping for targets. And also let's give this trace radius different value from 0. Let's give it 100. And let's check it out now. Yes. Now what is happening right here? Let's click on F8 and let's check it out. At the end of the day, we are sweeping for target from here, advancing, and we're sweeping right there for objects that is in front of us. Let's give it even a lower value, like 50. You can play with those values, of course. So after that, we are going to create a branch out of these hits. This boolean will be true if we have hit something, false if not, and if it's true, we are going to break from here, and if this hit actor is valid, we are going to promote it to a local variable. Let's even do it like this. Check if it's valid, and if it is valid, we are going to call can interact with hit actor, and the interactor is going to be player controller. If this is true, we are creating a branch we are going to call get interact prompt. With this hit actor and a controller, and we want to return this prompt and the hit actor. Let's compile and save, and let's return null and no text with all the cases that stuff wasn't valid, just in case. Let's compile and save and get back to the event graph. Next thing that we want to do is to create a variable, an actor. And let's call this actor current target. At start, this actor will be now. And we know that every actor that will be returned from this function is also implementing our interface. So we're going to do this. I'm going to get the current actor. If it's not equal to what we have here, to the new sweep actor, we are going to set it up. If this is not, we are going to set the current target to our sweep actor. And let's add an event dispatcher and call it on Ineract target changed. This function we will be able to call from our character, and this will be for changing the UI and stuff like this. So I'm going to click on new parameter, and this function we have two parameters. The first one is the target, which is going to be an actor, object reference. Let's call it new target, and the second one is going to be text, which is going to be its prompt. And I'm going to call it with the new target, which is current target, and our prompt. Let's compile and save, and let's go to BP first person character, event graph. Let's get his event interactor. No, actually we can do it like this. I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to add an event and add on Ineract target changed. And at the end of the day, I will change the UI with the new targets and prompts, but I don't want to enter in this video to this topic because this video is already too long. So let's do a print string and call and type on Ineraction changed. Oh, you know what? Let's call an append. Let's get the display name and get the prompt. And let's compile and save and check out what we have now. Let's see that everything is broke, and yes, watch, we don't have here nothing. Now I will look on the cube, and we have this print string on Ineraction changed, on Ineraction target changed, and if I look away, I get the new string with nothing here, because this is null, because we are not looking at anything and the current target is null. So at the end of the day, current target, if we are looking at something, this will have a value, and if not, this will be null. And let's go to try interact. I'm going to get the current target, check if it's valid. Oh, we don't have to, yeah, because we can use the interface interact. And let's give the get player controller, and let's check out what is happening here. I'm going to play, and let's check out what is happening. If I press on E, nothing is happening. I look, now I press, and now the color has changed to red, to blue, to red, to blue. I will look away and nothing has happened. And I am interacting with this cube.